How does the path of initiation with the Modern Mystery School help to open your intuition? I had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Theresa Bullard about her own experience and her journey of opening her intuitive gifts. And we talked about what happens next. Once you open your intuition, open your intuitive abilities, then what? And so check out this video. It's a great discussion, conversation with Dr. Theresa, and she shares insight into her own journey, and many who walk this path have had a similar experience of opening intuition and then taking that to the next level. So check it out and let me know what you think. So how have you worked to increase your intuition?
For me personally, I think at some level I always had the intuition, but then I learned to suppress it, programming and skepticism. But then as I found my way to my spiritual path, in particular with the mystery school, I would say that was what really helped me turn on more of my intuition and creativity again. And it started with the Empower Thyself initiation. Actually, it started with the life activation. Just by having that life activation, that is one of the modalities that the Modern Mystery School offers, I started seeing energy, not all the time, but I started that night. I saw energy coming off my head. Whoa, that's new. My meditations got way more vivid, and my dreams also more clear, less about subconscious processing and more like spiritual teachings almost, or information coming through. And then we learn a practice, right? So there's tools, meditations, as well as some energy practices that we can bring into our daily life. And I found that as I used those tools, it helped me become more and more clear. There's especially this thing we call the Kabbalistic cross that was like a big one for me, because what it helped me realize was that I was an empath, and I didn't know it prior. I was always an empath, but prior to having this tool of the Kabbalistic cross, I just thought something was wrong with me. I would be in a crowd of people and I'd be feeling all of these energies, and it would create this anxiousness within me. I would close down, and it was like I had to drink alcohol or something to just help me feel like I could relax in a big crowd and have fun. But when I stopped drinking, I started realizing how much I closed down. But then when I had the Kabbalistic cross, it was like I was able to put this energetic field around me that instantly, night and day, as soon as that went up, I could tell the difference between what was my energy and what was the energy I was feeling from the environment or from other people. And that helped me be like, whoa, okay, that was not me. I didn't need to get so attached to or insecure about what I was feeling inside. It was not me. It was something I was perceiving from the environment. So that helped me start distinguishing between what was me and what was coming from outside of me, which is a big piece of starting to hone our intuition. So having some of those tools that are taught in the first step of initiation within the Mystery School, that Empower Thyself class, that was amazing for helping me get that clarity around, okay, what's me, what's not me. And also then the more I use the meditation, there's this modality or this meditation method called the sanctuary meditation, where we connect in with our higher self, and you learn to really raise your vibration to shift into that higher spiritual perspective, so that you can really trust what you're getting. So it was a great tool for learning to trust what signals I was receiving, where that was coming from. And so then I would know, oh, this is the signal or the connection from my higher self, or this is the signal or connection from my guides, or this is how I feel when I'm just safe, sacred space. And then if I'm not feeling those signals and there's something else coming in, then I know that's something else foreign that I need to be aware of, maybe. So that sanctuary meditation technique was really key for helping me learn the different signals of my system and have a safe way to connect to guidance, inner guidance. And then as I took it further, I was getting so many results from having had the life activation, and then the initiation, the first step of initiation. And then I went and got the galactic activation, which kind of just amplified, and it really started changing things at a physical level, like clearing away the toxins and the densities in the system, the physical system, so that I could, actually be more intuitive. And I got to this point where I could just look at food. Let's say I was going shopping or something at a grocery store, and things I used to eat at some point after the galactic activation, I would just look at something and I would know instantly the effect it was going to have on my body. It was just we can call it clairsentient, just a knowingness. But I could just look at something and know the energetic impact it was going to have. So my intuition really started to increase again from the galactic activation. And then when I really started getting conscious of feeling the energies and perceiving them more was when I went to the Healers Academy. Because not only are we learning to hone in and expand the range of our 5 physical senses, because we see the visible light spectrum, but we know there's more energy on the electromagnetic spectrum than just what we see with our eyes. It's the same thing with what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch. So our 5 physical senses, we learn these sense exercises, like in the Empower Thyself, that first step of initiation. And also, I think through the galactic activation, we start to fine-tune those. But then we have these other senses, the spiritual senses or the internal senses that are coming more from the biofield and the energy field around us. And when I went to the second step of initiation at the Healers Academy, we are learning how to directly feel and perceive with our 5 spiritual senses. And so perceiving and feeling the energy at somebody else's field. And at first I didn't think I could feel anything. And I was like, no, there's nothing there. It's just air. I don't see anything and I don't feel anything. It's just air. But I just kept doing it, and I was starting to learn to trust and maybe just close my eyes down so that I wasn't like, my eyes were not deceiving me. And I would just start to feel and just trust more of that inner guidance that I had been cultivating to just know where is something that I need to address. And the more I did it, the more I did start to feel and perceive these energies through the spiritual senses. So I would say that the Empower Thyself really gave me tools to support knowing myself more, what was me, what wasn't me, as well as expanding the physical senses. And then the second step of initiation, the Healers Academy, really helped me to awaken and become more conscious of the spiritual senses. So we have 10 senses, not just 5. And that expanded intuition in a big way. And then as I learned how to do that life activation through the Healers Academy, the bigger key was when I actually started to get out there and do it. And as I started doing this activation on people and being in their energy field and doing it on many different people, I started to notice more differences and feel different things and work my way through, what is it that I'm feeling here? And what does this mean? And it was like that, because I had really cultivated the guidance system through the sanctuary meditation, it all started to, like they could communicate, or I could feel that guidance coming through while I was working in somebody's energy field. And the more I did it, the more I served by doing the life activation on people, the more I awakened in my intuition. And the more I learned to trust it, the more clear I got with it. But it's really specific. What I find with the Mystery School modalities, it was different from Reiki, because I had known Reiki for 6 years prior to ever finding the Mystery School, and other polarity therapy and this and that. I learned a lot of different methods and techniques prior, but the Mystery School's teachings on the energy system are detailed, and you learn all about all these different layers, and it's almost like as complex as the physical body is, your energy field is just as complex, and you learn how to tune in and really perceive the different frequencies and the subtleties and the detail, and that really hones our spiritual senses and our intuition in a big way. So eventually, the more I worked on doing this modality for other people, the more and more experienced I got, the more it was like my guidance was really becoming accurate, and then I got the feedback from people that would confirm and validate what I was getting, and I really learned to trust it. So trusting it was a big part, but also just trusting myself and trusting the spirit to guide, but then having the right tools and training and the initiations that amplified our ability to perceive. I think the life activation really awakens greater levels of awareness, self-awareness. It starts with self-awareness, but then also ability to perceive more, and then the galactic activation amplifies that even more, and then the initiations is 10 times the empowerment, 10 times the flow of energy with each step of initiation. So it amplifies and it accelerates our ability to become really good at trusting and understanding our intuition and how all of these energies work together. So that for me really, because of the results I saw in my own life, and then in the lives of the people I was working with through these modalities, that really helped me know like this lineage with the mystery school is very ancient, very real. It was beyond what my scientific mind could try to explain, but I felt it and I experienced it directly. And no matter what anyone might say about their opinion of it based on their own sort of outside perspective, they didn't have my direct experience, so they can't. I know what I experienced. I know because it was a direct experience from life and from using those modalities on many people. And this is a really advanced spiritual training. And it is an advanced path for the people who really want to serve. And yet as we serve, we come to know ourselves more deeply, which then helps us awaken more intuition and creativity and joy through service. And service doesn't mean, what most people think it means. It's not about servitude. It's not about poverty. It's not about any of that. It's about awakening the divinity and awakening the greater potential that we all have as humans, and being someone who wants to play an active role in awakening that in other people. And so I found that the Modern Mystery School's lineage and path and the tools and the training is advanced. It's some of the best that you'll ever find on the planet. And so that's why what I do. And I've been, working with them for over 20 years now, and I teach it. And we work together as we help to bring more of these tools and teachings and wisdom to people. And we're all ultimately here to help bring more of the good out in each other and in the world and amplify the good.
Yeah, that was definitely something I was so excited about when I found the mystery school, was that it is this ancient path and the lineage and this system of such deep understanding that I could receive, and to know people like yourself who's walked this path before me, who could help guide me and who could share your experience to. For me, when I started, it was more for my own healing and to find joy for myself. But then once I saw the fruit of that and the results of that, it was like, what more can I what more can I learn? What more can I receive? Because I wanted to share this with others who might be looking for that joy in their lives as well. And like you said, it's that experience, that direct experience where you know that this is working, and how could I not share this when I saw what it did for me? And yeah, that's really the key, is the results. And if there's good results, then we know that as a scientist, that's the proof is in the results.
Proof is in the pudding, or by the fruits you shall know. And then I felt I completely relate. At first I went because I was on my own journey. I wanted my own healing and my own progression. But then as I was, especially at the Healers Academy, as I was all of a sudden being handed down the modalities and the tools that helped me so much, all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait, I have the power and authority now and the ability to share this with others and help other people. It seems like the best way I could share my thanks for the universe's gift to me to finding this path and these tools and this work was to then go out there and share it with others. And then as I shared it with others and stepped into actively bringing it out, I received so much joy and fulfillment through the act of being a part of somebody else's awakening. And that was like, oh, this is what I was looking for. This is the joy that I thought was going to be found in other things. When I get the good career, when I get the job, when I get the right relationship, no, those aren't going to bring you joy. The joy is an inner fulfillment from knowing you're really making a difference, not just in the world, but in bringing light into people's lives and helping them remember their own greatness, their own beauty, their own divinity, their own joy and potential. And that has been the most rewarding thing ever. And yeah, we really are a path that is for people who want to bring that kind of thing into the world, which we need so much of, because there's so much healing that's needed in the world. And there's so many people in suffering and just misery and pain. And these tools really work. So that's why both of us have just dedicated so much to helping bring this forward, because we know it works from our own lives and the lives of other people we've worked with. We know it works.
Yeah. And so if you're interested in learning more about the Mystery School or connecting with a guide near you, reach out. My contact information is below, and I'd be happy to connect you with somebody who could share these tools with you, because they really are amazing tools to bring in more joy and healing and transformation in your life.